Vice President Kamala Harris, former President Donald Trump making their final pitches to voters in key swing states. Eamon Javers is tracking the race to the finish line. This is not a jibber jabbers segment.
This is the real. This is election day special. This is special coverage.
If you haven't patented, if you haven't trademarked that name yet,
I need to get on that.
Jibber jabbers.
Yeah, no, it's great.
It's phenomenal.
It's gold. Let's do the news. Former President Donald Trump spent the final day of his third presidential campaign in 3 key battleground states on Monday, starting off in Raleigh, North Carolina, before crisscrossing the state of Pennsylvania with stops in Reading and Pittsburgh, and stopping off for a nighttime rally in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
It's amazing. I love you all. You're very special. This is my last rally. Can you believe it? The rallies, these big, beautiful rallies, there's never been anything like it.
Now, in Pennsylvania, Trump was surrounded by family on stage after a campaign speech hitting his recurring themes on immigration and also suggesting that if he loses, gas prices will go to $15 per gallon. But it was that North Carolina stop that really raised eyebrows among political experts. That's the one battleground state that Trump won back in 2020. So it may be an indication of some worry on the part of the campaign that he was on the ground there, shoring it up on the final day. Now, for her part, Vice President Kamala Harris, by contrast, spent her final day campaigning entirely in Pennsylvania, underscoring the importance of the 19 electoral college votes in that state and making remarks in Allentown, Pittsburgh, and Philadelphia. In Allentown, Harris said she had momentum on her side and pledged that instead of seeking to jail people who disagreed with her, she would give them a seat at the table. And in Philadelphia, she was flanked by celebrities including Oprah Winfrey and Lady Gaga as she wrapped up her campaign.
Just one more day. One more day. One more day left in one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime, and momentum is on our side.
And guys, we expect Donald Trump to end the day today at his home in Florida and Kamala Harris to overnight tonight at the vice president's residence in Washington. Each candidate will then hunker down and, like the rest of us, wait for results. Back over to you guys.
The running total used to be, I've watched it for the last, I don't know how long, it's 0.00000 now. Days left.
Yeah.
Hours left.
Countdown is over.
Left.
The voting begins. This is it.
It's all zero.
What, at 6 a.m. this morning, or what was the countdown?
I think it was until 6 a.m.
Midnight last night, Dixville Notch. We got the official first vote count, and it is tied 3-3. So even that tells us nothing. Although it's a bit of a swing toward Trump from where it was in 2020. So we have the first actual votes to count, and this election is a tie, and nobody knows anything this morning.
That settles it.
Based on those 6
definitely
votes.
going back.
Right, based on those 6 people. Maybe we should just let them do it. Yeah. Look, nobody knows anything. And think about the momentous swing we've had in these 2 political parties over the past 20 years or so. I mean, these are 2 very different parties from where they were during the Bush-Gore tie back in 2000. And yet here we are as a country on Election Day in 2024, still tied. It is striking to me that the Republican Party has gone through so many changes, going from the party of sort of big business and evangelical Christian conservatives to a populist working class party that is very different than it was even 6 years ago. And yet the tie remains in place.
Frank Luntz was talking about how Donald Trump is pulling more paycheck-to-paycheck workers, workers who are living paycheck to paycheck than any Republican has to this point. The Democratic Party has changed, too. They're pulling more high-income earners, both men and women.
And they're pulling the Cheney family, right? I mean, think about how different the Democratic Party is than it was just 4 years ago.
Free speech and peace, brother.
Right, exactly. So these are 2 very different parties, and yet the country is still as divided as it is today. We have no idea where this thing is going tonight. And I think that makes it exciting, although they say, I'm told markets hate uncertainty, and here we are.
The markets have not been moving around too much based on the uncertainty.
Because of the House, Senate
maybe.
split,
Yeah. Well, look, either way,
pretty close, though.
You might have divided government in Congress, and that means whoever gets elected today in the presidency might not be able to do all the things that they're promising on the campaign trail. A lot of campaign promises out there. Right. Donald Trump's been out there talking about ending the income tax and going back to an 1890s world where you just had tariffs only. You know, that's probably not going to happen.
I blame polls, too. I blame the pollsters because in 2022, they're so wrong, but now they tell us that they've adjusted for the mistakes from 2022. But we don't know.
We don't know what today.
You got to get off the roller coaster, man.
Differences are today.
The polls but the betting sites are just as bad.
And so many shy voters, right? A lot of voters who won't say they're going to vote for Harris. They're probably going to vote for Harris.
The
a lot
voters
of
you do track down. Not even my dad. He won't even answer the phone to talk to a pollster anymore.
Yeah, people don't answer questions.
I like that shy voters.
We'll see you a lot. It's
going to be a long day.
Hours and
fascinating day
again tomorrow morning.